Hi everyone, this is Lynn, and as we are still celebrating the new release from Merakicheer 2, I am here today with some more inspiration using this newly released Craft-A-Round Meraki Para-Dies. Now I wanted to use this in the background and then just have a bold, big sentiment. As you know, the shadow words are from Crafty Meraki. So I decided, before die cutting this panel, to first add some stickered adhesive sheets on the back of a piece of paper and then run that piece of paper through my die cutting machine with this incredible die. Now the beauty about this is that I don't have to fiddle with any liquid glue and I can just create my background as I want it to be, having all of the adhesive already in the back. So this card actually came together quite quickly, or at least the background, and then I had to figure out what I wanted to do exactly with this background. So I'll just show you everything here. So I decided to go with paper strips. You can also do ink blending, you can do ink blending on the panel, you can do ink blending behind the panel and then have a panel in front of it. There are so many ways to create a lovely background with this die. Now I used some papers from Concord 9th, and then I wanted to use the Hux Shadow word. Now this beautiful word, as you saw, I just found that adding it directly to the background that I created was a bit too much. It didn't stand out enough to really see the hugs with all of the pattern and all of the papers in the back. So I tried whether acetate could help me, and it definitely helped. So I just trimmed down a panel of acetate, same size as this panel, which is slightly smaller than an A2 size. And I just added a secondary greeting on top of that vellum. Now, as I said, the hugs, I cut it out of the same blue cardstock, the darkest blue from the background, and I'm just going to add it with some liquid glue on the vellum. Now with vellum there is always this issue that you don't want the adhesive to really show up underneath the vellum, so you have to think a bit about smart ways to be able to add adhesive behind your vellum. So I have this hugs word. I'm first going to add everything to the vellum and then I will decide how I can add things. Now I thought with just having the hugs I didn't have enough areas to really adhere this vellum on top of the panel. Now as you know, Crafty Meraki has some amazing opal gems. There were some new ones released, but to match with my blue cardstock here I went for an older one called the Ebony opal gems. These are incredible gems, as all of them are, and I just randomly added them a bit all around the hugs. Now I'm first going to add these to the vellum as well, and then I have all the areas where the gems are, where the hugs is, to add adhesive on the other side of the vellum to be able to adhere it to my background panel. So that's why I already added everything now. This way I have several areas to add adhesive. Now something else that I decided to do was just to add a dab of glue on the corners of my panel here, and I use my fingertips to just smear it and just have it a really thin layer of adhesive. That will help me keep those corners flat and adhered without it showing too much. It's also something you can do on the edges, I think, depending on how much glue you need. Of course, you can adapt to that. Then I adhered my vellum on top of my panel, and as you can see, that background is a bit more muted, but it still shows up, so you still have all of those different colors that you can see. And that secondary greeting, it might not be that obvious seeing it here on camera, but when you're holding the card it actually does matter and you can really read it properly. So I do love the addition. You of course don't have to if you don't want to. And then it was time to add this panel on top of a card base. As I said, slightly smaller than an A2, but now you have a gorgeous border all around. I used some liquid glue to be able to wiggle it around and center it completely on my card base. And that is it. This card came together so quickly, and I just love how it looks. You can vary in colors, you can do rainbow if you want to, you can ink blend, as I said. So many ways to recreate this card in a completely unique way, and I'm sure that you all will have some incredible ideas, and I cannot wait to see it all. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you will enjoy all of the other inspiration videos for this Merakicheer 2 release. Have an amazing day, and I'll be back soon. Bye!